Welcome to the Editor's Note Comics Podcast.
Hail to the guardians of the watchtowers of the East.
Central Maine's best comics podcast, by default.
Maybe it's a sign that you've got an extraordinary destiny.
Here are your hosts, Zach and Jared.
Expecto Patronum!
Welcome back to the show. Saddest day of the year.
It's All Saints Day, man.
The furthest away we are from Halloween.
But you're never going to be closer than you were last night. That's what she said. Hey.
That sounds like a rejection. Well, that's as close as you're going to get. Good night.
I would know what that sounds like. Happy November, everyone.
Welcome to our Wizarding Month, Magical November.
Oh, dude, I love November. You know why I love November? Thanksgiving.
Wintry Wizard Month? I don't know.
Well, that'd be...
we don't have a thing. We're doing magic this month. All magic all the time.
Like Magic the Gathering?
No.
Oh.
You know what we're doing.
Oh, magic like an abracadabra trick? Like, see, I just caused your dog to appear by saying abracadabra.
Boo. Oh, no, wrong month. How's your Halloween?
It was nice. It was low-key. I sat at home quietly. The one thing I didn't get to do today, I didn't hit any of the day after candy sales, so that's kind of a downer. But I had some candy anyway, on the off chance that somebody may come out to my house and trick-or-treat.
I've never once had a trick-or-treater my entire life.
Never, ever, ever, ever have I had a trick-or-treater.
This Halloween was no exception.
Yes. Well, I thought about dressing up and coming over and knocking on your door and being like, trick-or-treat.
You could have.
I could have, but no, just watch some game film for our upcoming playoff opponent this week for football and relaxed. Enjoyed a nice, relaxing Monday.
I miss Halloween.
It just happened.
I know, and I miss it.
You didn't even dress up as a cat like you said you were going to.
I had cat ears at the store.
Oh, did you put them on?
From time to time.
But you have to, commit to it. You have to wear it the whole time.
It was an uncomfortable headband.
No real good costumes at school yesterday. Thought there might be, but again, high schoolers, you never know. There was one kid who was wearing a gorilla mask and, claiming to be the second coming of Harambe, but that's about it.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I wore a Ghostbusters t-shirt. That's what I didn't do yesterday that I do every Halloween, and I didn't do it yesterday, so I totally screwed everything up. I usually watch Ghostbusters on Halloween.
I like to mix it up. Never just one movie.
Well, I mean, fair enough, I suppose, but I don't know. Certain movies strike certain things, although, it still doesn't mean I can't watch Ghostbusters any other time of the year.
Well, now you can watch Ghostbusters 2.
I can.
I missed it. Now I have to do Ghostbusters 2.
On New Year's Eve.
What's that? We have some kind of ad incoming.
What? We have an ad?
True American patriots. George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Pat Tillman, Jared Richmond.
I'm standing up for my rights. They wrote that thing about rights. I got rights, Didn't they write that thing down the street?
Now that sounds like a real American. It's time you met America's newest patriot and champion of the American way every week on the Editor's Note Comics Podcast.
Brings a tear to my damn eye. That's what I'm talking about. America. I got my beer with the Patriot logo on it because, damn it.
Because next week, I think we might be recording early next week because of the election happening when we normally record. I think we should do it live. We can react as it goes.
We'd have to watch election results as they were happening.
Just constantly be updating.
Yeah.
And at that point, none of the updates will matter because I have to edit it the following day.
Exactly. Revisionist history.
The candidate you want to win is definitely the best, and the other one is very wrong.
It's true.
I hate that person you hate.
Be divisive. That's the American way, apparently.
No, one of them is definitely the wrong choice, but that's neither here nor there.
We'll let you decide for yourselves, America.
You do you, America. News.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
It's time for the news.
Thor 3 has wrapped filming.
Ooh. Tell me more.
That's really about it. It's just one of the, many upcoming movies. Because now Spider-Man's wrapped, Thor has wrapped. What's the other Marvel movie? Guardians 2 is wrapped. There's a lot coming up in the near future. And Justice League is filming. Another one that just started filming. The Defenders TV series has started filming. We're living in a magical world.
That's why it's Magic November.
It's a terrible. We should have come up with a better name. Pitch me names, audience. Pitch me better names.
Necromancer November.
Good, yeah.
No, because necromancers are like considered to be evil.
I like the alliteration though.
Yeah. What about let's see, November? I think of pilgrims. Pilgrims burnt magical people at the stake. I don't know. I'll look up some synonyms to magic for you. While you deliver some news, I'll come up with a new and creative and clever name for Magic November.
With the Thor 3 wrapping, we saw a reveal of the new Thor costume, which I didn't even show you a picture of. It looks good. I like how they keep on updating it, making it a little more sleeker. This is a little more leathery, I guess.
Ooh.
We're going back to the Matrix. All leather all the time.
Catwoman. Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman.
Or Halle Berry.
Yeah, although Michelle Pfeiffer is more vinyl than leather.
Yeah, I guess they had to
skin tight vinyl. Yeah, it makes
vacuum
sense.
seal her in there. No, legit.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah,
they vacuum sealed her in the vinyl. Wow, yeah. The things you know.
I know nothing important. I only have useless information. You know what your favorite thing in the world is?
I have a lot.
Crossovers.
Oh,
there's a new crossover coming with Star Trek, The Next Generation, and Alien.
I can get behind that a little bit. I'd like to see Worf go against the alien.
They're both in space.
Picard and Ridley maybe, have a little talk.
Ripley.
I said Ripley.
You said Ridley.
Oh, Ripley. Sorry. Whatever. I'm looking up synonyms.
But that's going to be a crossover series coming next year. It's what the Alien series has crossed over with so many things. Like, if you counted everything as canon, like every single universe exists within every single universe. Like, well, Alien has crossed over with, like Predator and Judge Dredd and Batman and Superman and Buffy. Like, they're all in the same universe. They're not. But, it'd be fun.
I'd be interested to see how they handle it. Maybe the Borg can get involved. Maybe the Borg are like part of the alien contingent.
Cool. It'd be cool if they had an alien, because the aliens are supposed to adapt to whatever thing they hatch from. So yeah, if you had like an alien who came out of like a Klingon or a Borg or something,
that'd be like one badass alien.
It'd be cool.
Klingon alien all at the same time.
But that's coming in the spring of 2017. Just got announced this week. Other world of comic book announcements, there's going to be a new Justice League of America series coming out that has a lot of villains on the Justice League. So we'll see what's happening there. It's coming in the wake of the Justice League versus Suicide Squad miniseries. We're going to have, like, Batman's going to be leading a team that has, like, Lobo and Killer Frost. We'll see what happens. Could be good, could be bad. There will always be more comics, so it doesn't really matter.
By the way, looking at some of the some synonyms for magic, nothing really works. Like, there's Spellbinding November, Mystical November. We call it the Mystical Month of November.
You really want alliteration.
I feel like it would be appropriate at this time. Alchemy. I don't really think it fits, but it's one of those things. Tricks by Action was another synonym for magic, which really that's a phrase, not a synonym, but that's just me.
We're going to pull a podcast out of this hat.
How is that different than any other week?
That's not usually out of a hat. Other random announcements. This one's less comic booky, but I felt the need to say it. Sherlock Holmes 3. That's happening, I guess.
I could get behind it. But who's he? I mean, Moriarty's dead because he fell off that cliff unless he somehow survived the fall. Because, well, apparently so did Sherlock Holmes because he had the underwater breathing apparatus.
Well, that whole thing, Moriarty never actually is seen in the original Sherlock Holmes book.
No, he's only just mentioned.
It's Watson who is retelling like the evidence that they saw from his death.
Yes.
And the idea was to kill the character off, but then Arthur Conan Doyle kind of got broke, so he brought him back. Well, it's like he needs some quick money.
James Moriarty.
Look, he's alive.
James Moriarty's a great villain. One of the great villains of all time.
He's really not. He doesn't actually do anything in the book. Like, if you read the original story, we never even meet him.
No, but
we just know that him and Sherlock got into a fight and fell off a cliff.
Yeah, but I mean, all the other story and fiction surrounding him, and he's so diabolical, and he's the greatest match for Sherlock Holmes, who's supposedly the world's best detective of all time. Better than Batman.
Sherlock Holmes is the most adapted character in film history.
I buy it.
It's happened like 200 something times more than anyone else.
I like Robert Downey Jr.'s Sherlock Holmes. It's entertaining. It's fun.
Yeah, it works for what it is.
Yeah.
Like, there's been so many, why not? I mean, adapt it how you feel. It's been done. It will be done again. What are there, like, at least 2 television shows right now that focus on it?
Yeah, Elementary and Sherlock.
And then a film series, and there will be more. There will always be more. I bet there's some, like, direct-to-DVD ones that I'm
people
unaware
like
of.
mysteries. People like people who solve mysteries. Mystery solvers. In the magical mystery month of November.
So that thing's been greenlit. News that doesn't look good for the week. The Flash has lost its director. And positive thing for me, because I don't have to try and pronounce his last name anymore.
Oh,
Rick. I'm just going to call him Rick.
Rick!
I can't do it. I can't give that last name. Nope, not even going to try.
Oh,
Rick F. we'll
Rick
call him.
F. Good for Rick F.
Well, he dropped out of the project citing creative differences, saying that he wanted to do a movie that was kind of in his own like tone and with his voice and his style of direction, and he just couldn't come to terms with Warner Brothers. They wanted to do something a little bit different.
Maybe Kevin Smith gets involved, although Kevin Smith is kind of like not. He's kind of, I wouldn't say he's anti-big studio. He's a huge Flash guy. Loves the Flash. He's done some episodes of the Flash for TV.
We'll see what happens. They got a unique director and they've lost him. So not good news for the Flash, but by all accounts, Ezra Miller, total dickhead.
Really?
Yeah, apparently.
I'm scared.
Unrelated to this news story, but from everything I hear, I feel that the word should be spread.
Did you hear this from Vin Diesel on a drunken wine rant?
No.
Okay.
Other DC movie news. Doug Liman, the guy who's going to be directing the upcoming Dark Universe or Justice League Dark movie, he's feeling good about his project. He was being interviewed this week, and he says that he is going to subvert the entire genre. This is a quote. When Warner Brothers wants to sort of turn the comic book genre on its head, they call me.
Interesting.
Boastful.
That's-
Confident.
Hey, you know what? If you feel like you got it, flaunt it, right? Now can you back it up? That's the big deal here.
Yeah, we'll see. Did we talk about Deadpool 2 last week? Did I just not write that down?
No, you didn't.
Oh, did we not talk about that last week?
No, we did not talk about Deadpool 2 last week.
Did I write this down?
No, you didn't.
I missed that news. Well, not really. We're here to talk about it now. Deadpool 2 has lost its director, Tim Miller.
There seems to be a lot of that going around.
Yeah, and
Maybe Zach Bowen can direct
we
it.
did talk about that. I remember.
Oh, yes, we did.
We did.
I thought you would maybe we had a new director for Deadpool 2 now.
No, there's been some conflicting reports as to what it is that made this happen, but there's...
Oh, yeah, because remember, it was you were talking about Ryan Reynolds tweeted out, where should the climactic fight for Deadpool 2 play? Yeah. My God. Where should the climactic fight for Deadpool... Oh, dear Lord. I can't speak.
No, I'll let you finish.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna let you finish.
I'm gonna let you finish. Where should
But Beyonce had one... No, wait. Wrong thing.
Wow. I'm gonna let you finish. But where should the climactic battle of Deadpool 2 take place? Oh, my God.
A bridge or another bridge.
Oh, this was the worst thing. Like when I was in school, when I was in college for announcing, and you'd sit in a production booth and work on putting together an advertisement, and you start stumbling over a word and you can't get it out, and you just you start to get to the point where you just laugh because it's painful and you just want it to go away.
Words, man. Good thing this isn't an audio medium.
Oh, damn.
I wanted to... Whatever, I'd like to see Robert Rodriguez direct it.
Ooh.
There's been some names
Of
floated around.
Machete fame.
Yeah. That would be the guy.
Yes.
But I don't know, that seems to be right up his kind of sensibility.
That would be... Maybe we'll get some Danny Trejo.
I'm just throwing that name out there. I don't know. I think they tried to get him to do the first one and that fell through, if memory serves, but...
If he does get it, he'll call you Nostrazakis.
He seems like a good fit.
It fits the medium, it fits the tone and tenor of what that movie series is and
it's
is
so-
going to become.
It's so disconnected from any kind of continuity. He could roll and do his own thing and get out.
Yeah. Machete kills Deadpool in space.
And then he has a crossover with Spy Kids.
Yay!
No.
Yay!
We saw a new tease for King Kong, a Japanese tease.
Oh, this you showed me is very, very.
We saw a little bit more, not a lot more, but like maybe like an extra second of him.
You see a little bit. I think you see a more fuller face.
Yeah, kind of. He's not looking real ape-like. He's looking more like a chimp.
He's big. He's massive.
But
he blots out the sun.
But he's real vertical. He stands kind of like a chimp. I don't know if he's going to be an ape this time around. I don't know how I feel about that.
What do you feel is the difference?
No reason. He's just always been an ape.
Fair enough.
You even said when you watched the trailer, like, that's a big ape. I'm not sure he is an ape anymore.
Oh, I did say that.
There they go, species swapping apes.
Do you ever
taking all the jobs away from apes in Hollywood?
Whenever you drive into Augusta and like you go like not through Granite Hill Road, but you go like right in down by like the car dealerships and everything, they have the giant inflatable monkey.
They have that at like every fireworks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think of you. I'm like, I want to get that for Zach and be like, I brought you your own King Kong
monkey. I love him.
Is this like you saying, yes, please steal me the giant inflatable silverback?
I don't think I could hide it here.
No, I mean, it's not to be hidden. It's to be displayed proudly. Put it right up on your roof for Christmas time.
I think they'd find me. Be like, where'd you get that? Like, found it.
He just came over here on his own volition. The wind blew it here.
Be like that Treehouse of Horror episode where Homer steals the giant donut.
Oh, is Treehouse of Horror come out? Is this week or?
No, it happened like 2 weeks ago. It already happened.
Was it good?
It's okay.
I haven't seen it yet.
They didn't do a lot with horror. It was like Hunger Games and I don't even remember now. What was it? Something. It had a good cold open, but after that,
is it worth going out of my way to spend 28 minutes on?
Nope.
That's saying a lot for you because you're a huge Simpsons guy.
Well, I'm a big Treehouse of Horror. Like The Simpsons was like my gateway drug to horror movies when I was a kid because Treehouse of Horror was always the funniest. I'm like, what are these movies you're referencing? I'm like, oh, I like this too.
This is good stuff. Yay!
Yeah. No, Treehouse of Horror is like the marijuana of horror movies.
It's the sniffing the scented marker of.
It's the paint huffing.
No, that paint huffing, dude, is pretty serious stuff.
I wouldn't know.
I know because I have to teach it. Like, it's bad. Like, you can people die from huffing. Like, if you. I'm not gonna.
Maybe I shouldn't laugh at this. This is very serious.
Yeah, people overdosing on huffing. I'm not saying
It's such a stupid thing.
That's a pretty bad way to go, I guess.
If you want
sucking the aerosol out of a can of whipped cream, that just makes for no good whipped cream, man.
So a few weeks back, we talked about how Stan Lee has filmed his next 4 cameos. Apparently, James Gunn, director of Guardians of the Galaxy, and Guardians of the Galaxy 2 did 3 of them. He just said Stan's a lot of fun on set. His words were like, Stan loves to bust my balls and bust the balls of everyone else around. I guess he introduced him to the Tom Holland, the kid who's playing Spider-Man, and Stan goes up to him. He's like, "Hey, great to meet you. Everyone seems to love you. I don't see it personally."
That sounds like something he would say, but in a comic book fashion, kind of funny, slapsticky way.
Yeah. He just got his first doctorate, honorary doctorate.
After all this time?
Yeah, he's never had one.
From what university?
Something in Philadelphia. I can't remember. Philadelphia School of the Arts.
Oh, that would make sense. Do I need to fact check it?
Nah, I wouldn't bother. It was just a nice little thing. Oh, good for him. Doctor Strange reviews have been rolling in.
They seem generally positive.
It's currently where we stand, 91%.
That's what I like to see.
It's basically out in the rest of the world, not in America.
This week, though. This week.
And everyone seems to like it. For those who are curious, yes, there is a mid-credit scene and a post-credit scene if you want to hang out. I'm not really going to speak on them. I'm just more of a public service announcement.
Don't ruin it for me, because I'm going in blind. Although, it looks very Inception-y, which I like.
It got ruined for me, because it was I'm like, is there... And I looked it up, and the first image that shows up, they're like, mid-credit scene explained, and it just shows who's in it. I'm like, oh.
Does it ruin the movie, or just the mid-credit scene?
Just the mid-credit scene. I'm like, huh, well, guess I know who's cameoing. Thanks, Internet.
Don't tell me.
I'm not going to.
Thank you.
Because I'd ruin it for the listener.
Well, because you could edit it out.
I could. That's true. I do have the power of editing.
You do have the power of editing.
But that's really it for news this week. It's a lighter news week.
Well, light news. No Star Wars news?
I'm
going to say no, it sounds like.
Thinking. There might have been some. I don't think so. Well, we're coming up on a new one soon.
Yes. Do you think, and let me vamp a little bit, just a possible thing. Do you think that there might be a teaser for Star Wars Episode 8, although they don't have an announced title yet, do they?
No.
Do you think you might get a teaser at the opening of Rogue One?
Maybe. I mean, that's happened in other movies before. I remember, like, now that Star Wars is going to be an annual thing, but I remember going to see, like, Fellowship of the Ring, and they're like, hang out after the movie to see a tease of Two Towers.
Yeah. I mean, they've wrapped filming on Episode 8, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, they've probably got some stuff they could probably do.
I mean, yeah, enough stuff that you could do without the visuals. I'm sure you could throw a tease together.
Even if it's just like
a title announcement. I mean, remember how short the Episode 7 tease was?
Yeah.
It was just like the Millennium Falcon, and that was about it.
How cool would it be, though, if the Episode 7 tease, if there was one?
Eight.
Episode 8. How cool would the Episode 8 tease be? If you, like, really wanted to, like, just, like, throw a huge teaser out there.
Shows Han Solo's, like, mangled corpse at the bottom of a crater.
No. It's just, like, it pans from the bottom of, like, a cloak. It pans up, and you see a mechanical hand with the lightsaber activate it.
Yeah.
And then, like, Luke saying something, like, even it doesn't have to be a new Luke line, but it could be, like, you know, the Force is strong in my family, and just leave it at that. That would get people amped, wouldn't it?
Anything with Star Wars will get people amped.
Because then it's just going to fuel the internet rumors. Is Rey is it going to, like, help confirm that Rey is his daughter? Maybe there's someone else. Maybe, you know, explaining how he's related to Kylo Ren. Tweet at me if you think that'd be a fantastic version of a teaser. Would you not get amped up for that? Would you not get LIT lit for that?
I don't know what that is.
Getting lit?
There's a spider over there.
Well, there are more of them on this planet than there are people.
Go kill bugs. Do your job. If you're gonna live in my house, you follow my rules. Well, that's coming. God, a new Christmas tradition. Star Wars. And that's the only Christmas tradition out there that I've ever heard of. I'm sure there are no others. But that'll do it for the news for this week. We are moving on to our main topic. We're gonna get real strange.
Isn't it strange here every week?
Well, but I stopped reading Doctor Strange reviews after, like, the third put I saw of, like, isn't it strange? I'm like, and we're done.
Oh, wow. Why do you keep reading? Are you reading spoiler-free reviews?
Yeah, I was just clicking. I like to poke around all this stuff on Rotten
They're not
Tomatoes.
doctoring up the movie, are they?
Jared's reading corner.
It's Jared's reading corner.
That was a fun intro.
Yeah, I enjoy the Jared's reading corner intro. In fact, it's downright mystical.
This week we are talking Doctor Strange: The Oath. This was a miniseries that came out in 2006. I say that with confidence. I'm gonna say it was.
I believe, yes, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 2006 into 2007.
Yeah, for a while, Doctor Strange wasn't getting any books published, and he was kind of a background character, or he would be part of the Illuminati. Basically, throughout the 2000s, he didn't have a book. All he had was this miniseries.
Oh, this man looks like he'd be in the Illuminati.
He is. And it didn't... I don't know, I guess it just didn't take off quite well enough, but this is really all that Doctor Strange had for a little over 10 years, was just this one collection. And even for a little while, he's been kind of... Even though he's a major character who's been around for a long time, reprints of old Doctor Strange work were out of print and they weren't really doing a lot. They're putting out a ton of the old stuff now, and they're like, remember the 70s and all these trippy Doctor Strange stories? But for a while, if you wanted to go read Doctor Strange, all you really had was The Oath, or you were, you know, paying big bucks on out-of-print trades.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is written by Brian K. Vaughan, better known for doing Runaways with Marvel, currently writing the hugely popular Saga, which everyone should read because it's amazing.
Is it that good?
It's really friggin' good. I don't know how long it's going to go. It's quite a saga.
Well, I think its name would imply as such.
People
will be saga to see it go.
It's too...
dad jokes for days.
People ask me, like, oh, I've heard, like, this is really good. What's it about? I'm like, I don't even know how to start on it.
Is it a sprawling epic?
I'm like, it's like Lord of the Rings meets Star Wars.
So it's a sprawling epic?
But with an interspecies baby and a civil war and a robot that's a prince, and there's this ghost connected to a little girl and a tree that's a spaceship, and you like, just go read it.
Holy smokes! There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, there is. And what I didn't know going into this is reading up a little bit about the Doctor Strange movie that's coming. Apparently they're pulling a lot of tone from this book, and they're also pulling a couple of scenes. So, if you want to read something before going into Doctor Strange, pick up The Oath.
Not Saga.
Also buy Saga. Saga's really good. Really buy anything Brian K. Vaughan does. He's really friggin' good at what he does.
All right. So, The Oath, right?
What happens in The Oath?
Well, it's neat because it's kind of like a story, but it also gives like some origin pieces, like good piece of exposition. Like if you've never seen like Doctor Strange, but it doesn't give you like the whole story about how he becomes Sorcerer Supreme. But it starts off.
You know what I realized the show is? It's a book club.
No, man, you're making it. Why? What
Welcome to our weekly book club.
No, all the listeners are gonna be like, you hear that? That's the sound of the listener clicking. Like, I don't want to be on a goddamn book club. Click, 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 click. But I like how it opens. It opens up in this clinic, and you've got Iron Fist and some other superhero, and they're waiting to see this woman called the Night Nurse, who like takes care of superheroes with them. I love how like Iron Fist like, yep, pull the hammy, taking care of some crime tonight. Need a little treatment.
Yeah, the idea is that there's this superhero facility
where you can go and like get medical care.
You get banged up. You don't necessarily have an HMO. We don't have universal health care
Well,
in this
no,
world.
there's Doctor Strange has like healthcare, and he's like saying like this should cover it from like I think it's the Defenders. Like the Defenders had like a good health and dental program. Join the Defenders, health
Defenders
and dental.
of the Earth. Defenders.
Thank you.
Do you remember that?
No.
Okay, it's an old 80s cartoon.
No, I don't remember. I remember Thundercats. We discussed this. It's like the third week in a row that the 80s and early, 80s, 90s animation and cartoons have come in, and you've expressed your unfounded hate for them. Like unfounded, unrequited, undeserving hate.
So we're talking healthcare. Is Trump going to repeal Obamacare day one? When he wins?
I don't really. I don't know. I think they want.
I like making you uncomfortable. It's like
he's gonna get.
I really don't want to share my opinions.
If he wins, he'll get inaugurated on day one, and we'll see what he does. I don't know what Hillary's gonna do either. I'm voting for me, even though I'm not 35.
I'm afraid to speak an opinion. In all fairness, so am I. Like, the store is not a political output.
No, neither is the show. I mean, I'm sure everyone's entitled to their opinion. That's why I'm a real American, man. You know what? Whoever our president is our president, and we got to support them because that's what Americans do.
What happened in The Oath?
Well, so anyway, they're chilling there, and then all of a sudden, is it Wong?
Wong.
Okay, because I was really worried about calling him Wang accidentally tonight.
Nope, not his name, but now you said it out loud.
Well, I just want to get it out of my system. So Wong carries in a lifeless body of Doctor Strange who's been shot. Uh-oh. A silver bullet.
From what?
A gun.
Whose gun?
What was his name?
Hitler. His name is Hitler. That was Hitler's gun.
Oh, it was Hitler's gun?
Yes. How did you miss that it was Hitler's gun?
I don't know. Good point. Oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah. Hitler's. Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
That's how it was able to get through his, like, mystical defenses, because the gun is so evil.
Oh, okay. Well, it was like a throwaway line. Right there. All right? It's Hitler's handgun. My bad. I'm sorry. But anyway, as he's, like, laying there getting ready to die, the night nurse is like, what do I do? And then Doctor Strange's projection.
He just astrally projects himself up there.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I'm here. I'm going to help you fix me.
I don't trust your medical skills.
Yeah.
Because you're a woman, move aside.
I'm the Sorcerer Supreme, lady. Yeah.
Well, I didn't get shot tonight, so I'm one up on you. It's like, fair enough.
Good point. So as she's doing that, it's also revealed to us that Wong has an illness that he's been hiding from Doctor Strange. But Wong also is the right blood type to give a blood transfusion to Doctor Strange. Which apparently is like, that's why he's paired with him, among other reasons.
Yeah. Lifelong friendship / servitude / we shared the same blood type.
Yeah. No, he's the universal donor. He doesn't have the same exact blood type, but he's the universal donor. I remember now.
I don't know what blood type I am. I forget.
You should probably know that.
Yeah.
So anyway, apparently when coming back to the Sanctum Sanctorum, Doctor Strange had this elixir, which he had gone on a mission to get, and this guy with Hitler's gun comes in and steals the elixir and some medallion from Doctor Strange. But Wong wasn't home, so Wong is all guilt. They feel guilt-ridden about it. So we find out that the elixir is actually a cure for all disease.
Well, they just think it's a cure for cancer at first.
Yes. Oh, yes. So Doctor Strange went and got
Because Wong
this.
has cancer.
Yeah, Wong has brain cancer, and Doctor Strange finds out because Wong's been taking this specific pill that targets brain cancer cells. So Doctor Strange is like, I gotta go get this back because I need to save Wong.
And then things get super trippy.
Oh,
They have
yeah.
to go fight a giant mystical cat.
Yes. Which is basically a god, and Wong's like, no, don't go fight it.
Gotta do what I gotta do.
I took the Hippocratic Oath before I entered this portal to another dimension.
This really has nothing to do with the Hippocratic Oath.
But we also get like some interwoven backstory, so we learn about how Doctor Strange becomes Doctor Strange, his car accident, his hands getting all mangled.
I'm getting mad at doctors for not fixing them up better.
Yes.
He's like, I could have done it better, you pack of dickheads.
But that's Dr. Nicodemus West is the guy who performed the surgery on him. You might want to remember that name.
Nicodemus, isn't that one of the characters from Secret of Nim?
Yes, I believe so. Like he's like the all-wise and knowing rat.
Yeah, because that's what I watched as a kid. I wasn't watching Hanna-Barbera. I was watching some amazing Don Bluth Secret of Nim.
Oh, I love Secret of Nim.
Mrs. Brisby and the Rats of Nim. Or
That was the
whatever.
name of the book.
Yeah, I don't need that book. I got Don Bluth.
What are the Don Bluth ones? Didn't he do All Dogs Go to Heaven?
He did Land Before Time.
Land Before Time
The
is
first
good.
one.
I feel like he did All Dogs Go to Heaven. Now I need to look this up real quick.
Um,
American Tail? Was that him? Do you remember American
Yeah,
Tail?
yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. He did Dragon's Lair, that arcade game.
Ah. Let's see. American Tail. 50 Mouskowitz. Let's see. Because I remember the song, there are no rats in America, and the streets are made with cheese. You remember that song? I remember that song.
I want cheese.
Yeah, it's a Don Bluth film. American Tail, Don Bluth. What else would I say was a Don Bluth film? All Dogs Go to Heaven. Man, I'm having...
I just want to have like a month long, like where I remind people Hanna-Barbera is the worst.
Let's see. All Dogs Go to Heaven. Let's see here. Oh, another Don Bluth film. I was right on both those without even having to look. Suck it!
And no one is any smarter for that little digression.
So anyway, they go in search of the elixir.
This book isn't traditional 1970s super trippy. It doesn't go that crazy, but you get a hint of kind of the world Doctor Strange is from in this book. It's not all insane trippy like Steve Ditko visuals.
No. But the elixir, which Doctor Strange thinks is a cure for cancer, is actually a cure for more than one disease, and we see some guy working in his lab. But we get a flashback about Doctor Strange, and like we said, Nicodemus West. Well, come to find out, Nicodemus West is like the bad guy, or one like he's like a I don't know, what would you call him in this? Because he's not really like
He's
the bad guy. I know I'm ruining it for people now,
well,
but
it's he works with the pharmaceutical industry,
yes.
and Doctor Strange comes across a cure for all diseases ever, and they're like, we can't let this happen.
Well, he didn't realize that Doctor Strange at the beginning, at that time, that it was a cure for all diseases.
No. But this guy, Nicodemus, he's been trying to make up for mangling Doctor Strange's hands. So he goes and learns some mystical arts to try and, be a better doctor, and just ends up like blowing up a guy's head.
Yeah, Otkid's elixir is the name of the elixir.
I believe you.
Thank you. But no, so yeah, Doctor Strange was like, how do you know the magic arts? And he's like, well, I was following you, and I found the...
Sorcerer Supreme.
Well, no, this is after he became the sorcerer. The Ancient One.
Oh, yeah. The Ancient One used to be Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah, but now he's no longer. He's just like, kind of like, I'll teach you how to become a sorcerer.
A dead old man. Now he's an old man.
Yes. And so they fight over it. He wanted to pour it down. He was going to pour it down the drain, right? So they like have this big fight. They teleport up onto a roof.
Where there's no magic.
There's no magic.
Because of some little magical spell that took away the magic.
And so,
Doctor Strange is like, the gloves are off.
yes.
His hands are all messed up.
And So they get to
Kicks him in the throat.
he kicks him in the throat, and then Nicodemus West accidentally steps off the building and drops the elixir, so it goes everywhere. But he falls to his death.
And I think this is a character I'm pretty sure is in the movie.
Ooh, curious. But right before, right after he does, Nicodemus West projects himself, and like Doctor Strange has a choice to make. There's just enough elixir to either A, save Wong who needs it immediately, or B, synthesize and make more of it and cure everyone's diseases.
But they bring up the question of, like, if you could cure all diseases, like, wouldn't that result in overpopulation and be even worse?
And, like, it's also the question that our superheroes always, have to answer. What do you value more, the life of your best friend or the lives of people you don't know? So you get that classic superhero, like, that catch-22 that superheroes always find themselves in. And somehow the superhero always or usually finds a way to save both. But in this one, Doctor Strange makes the decision.
Well, I mean, what are you going to do with that? You couldn't have that kind of power in any universe unless you're Star Trek and you cure death and then you never mention it again.
No, but I think it also is like, it stays true to maybe like
It's a dumb movie.
the character, and then I'm just glancing right by that.
They cured death with magic blood.
He wasn't dead, he was only mostly dead.
He was definitely dead. He was irradiated and died. And then they brought him back with magic blood.
It wasn't magic blood.
That was what Bones said. He said magic blood.
He did not say magic blood. He did not call it magic blood.
He called it magic blood.
Regardless, and if you remember correctly, he said you were only mostly dead.
Until I used
Which, by the way,
magic blood.
a great, I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but such a great Princess Bride reference. He's not dead, he's only mostly dead.
I like the description they give in this book. Dr. Stephen Strange embarks on the most important paranormal investigation of his career as he sets out to solve an attempted murder. His own! Dun dun dun!
Does it say dun 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 on it?
It does.
Oh.
It doesn't.
Oh.
I mean, overall, this isn't necessarily the best Doctor Strange book, but it is a good introduction book to him.
I think it does do a good job of introducing you to the character a little bit, but
It doesn't go over the top. It doesn't go, like, fully, like, psychedelic.
no, but
insanity.
he has his
But you
cloak of
get-
levitation. He has the Eye of Agamotto. Those are introduced and used, but there were no Crimson Bands of the Sidorak, and that was upsetting.
Yeah, if you want to learn more about Doctor Strange, you can go back to, I forget what I call those episodes, like Comic Origin or something of Doctor Strange. It's earlier in the run, but we break down who he is, all of his assorted powers, if you want to check out something before the movie.
You know what I like? I like that there's like one scene where he and Wong are in a bookstore, and he's like reading this spell book, and he's like, "I hate incanting in Latin." I thought that was funny. And then like Wong is fighting all those people, and like Doctor Strange goes back like, "Oh, sorry, Wong, didn't mean to leave you hanging there as you had to fight all these henchmen."
And you also get some hints at some of the like major Doctor Strange characters, like they talk about Dormammu and Baron Mordo, who we're going to be meeting in the upcoming film, or currently out film, depending on what part of the world you're from.
I love his cloak, by the way. It's kind of real badass. Although I don't understand why it has the big thing, like the big cowls that come up over the side.
Because he pops his collar like a boss.
Does that just like help with aerodynamics as he's levitating with his cloak of levitation?
Nope. I think it's just a design they're stuck with forever.
It's strange.
Yeah. Overall, I think it's a good... If you haven't read a lot of the character, The Oath is a really good place to start just because it does connect things with his origin and gives you some modern stuff as well. Or right now, there's currently 2 different Doctor Strange series going on. It's regular old Doctor Strange and Doctor Strange and the Sorcerers Supreme. It's plural. Sorcerers.
There's more than one?
Well, it's only one issue and they released it because there's a movie coming out. I really do enjoy the current run of Doctor Strange. I think it's one of the best books Marvel is putting out currently.
Well, I think you're going to see them continue to put out their best stuff at the time of,
Well, Doctor Strange is everywhere right now. They're pushing him in so many different books. Like, hey, you guys know Doctor Strange? Because he's guest appearing in everywhere.
I'm excited to see Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange.
I'm curious to see if I'll be able to get over the American accent.
Yes, that'll be the most. We've talked about it before. It'll be very interesting to see how he handles it for certain.
But that'll be next week's review. Overall, I say read The Oath. It's good.
I love this scene, by the way, where this guy's wearing the demonic unicorn.
Is that Nightmare?
Yes. That's a giant spider. You weren't lying. He's over here now.
Yeah.
Maybe if he bites me, I'll get powers.
You try that.
No, I'm okay.
I say buy The Oath. Read The Oath.
Yeah, I mean, for the price, I don't see why not. I mean, if you're a fan of it, I think that...
good jumping on point for Doctor Strange.
Yes, it would be if you're curious and want to explore. And make him so he's no longer Doctor Stranger. See what I did there?
Uh-huh.
So funny.
Then going into the movie, you won't need to worry about stranger danger.
Well, that's not necessarily true.
It is really dark in there.
It is dark, and you're sitting next to people you don't know, so...
But we're going to move on.
So I got to carve time out of my weekend to go see this.
Yeah.
For next week's podcast.
It'll be real. I'm excited. I think it's going to be good. Everything I've been reading is...
I have really good hopes for it. I think some of the visuals are going to be stunning if they're anything like they are in the trailer. I think it'll be a real neat origin story where we get to see him train with the Ancient One.
The whole movie, I just think it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes.
I don't know.
It's been a while since we had a good origin movie, because this has to be an origin movie, mostly, I would think.
Yeah, because he's kind of an unknown character. There have been a few attempts to bring him to film before. There was one in the 70s. There was a backdoor pilot for a potential TV show that never took off. Then there was another Doctor Strange movie that they ended up calling, Dr. Mordred or something, because the company that had the rights to Doctor Strange lost them, and they just said, screw it, we'll just change the name.
Nice.
And then there was an animated one in 2007 that's total garbage, and don't watch it.
Thank you. You've just saved me a bunch of time.
But we're going to move on. Next segment.
Oh, yes.
Letters to the editors.
Here's your letters to the editors. To submit your questions, email us at editorsnotecomics@gmail.com.
I'm paraphrasing here just because I hate searching my phone during the show.
Mm.
And boy, I'm really just hanging on to Halloween here.
Well, I mean, you're granted a little leeway. It did happen in this week.
Yeah. What movies scared you as a kid?
Ooh, that's a good one. Poltergeist. Did you ever see Poltergeist?
Yeah.
That scared me. Because we didn't have cable when I was growing up. So, you get 3 or 4 channels. And everything else was the static. So, the static, the noise, and, the visual of the static on the TV, from Poltergeist, that would freak me out. That movie scared me as a kid.
I remember I watched that and The Exorcist in the same night.
You looking to, have this, problems?
That was my dad. He's like, watch these old movies. Then he left. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm left with my real parent now.
Yeah.
Television.
Don't let your mom know, but I'm going to raise you to be tough by making you watch these scary movies.
I mean, it was probably elementary age when I saw it. That was the same night I watched those two.
You know what else actually kind of scared me? Just some of the sounds and the visuals was some of the stuff from Jurassic Park. When the T-Rex is walking and you have the big thump and the water shakes.
I remember my folks went to go see that in theaters and they left me with a babysitter. And they came back home. I'm like, how's the movie? It was good. I'm like, were there any parts without dinosaurs? What do you mean? Was there any parts without dinosaurs? Well, yeah, people were talking. So there were shots without dinosaurs. Yes, of course. I'm like, oh. Okay, I don't care anymore. I wanted that movie to be nothing but dinosaurs.
Let's see. Trying to think of other movies that scared me as a kid. Oh, when I was really young, Fantasia. The scene with the demon on the mountain.
Yeah, the devil.
The devil, yes. That was scary.
There was, and I've never been able to figure out which version it was, and I don't want to watch a bunch of them to try and figure it out. I think it might have been a made-for-TV movie, but there was one version of The Legend of Sleepy Hollow that just scared me to death when I was a kid.
Ooh. And
all the things, it wasn't the Headless Horseman or anything like that. It was Ichabod Crane had an owl and it turned to wood. I was like, what an owl! Oh no! The bird is wood and it's dead.
Oh no!
That, and I've never been able to figure out which version that was, but the other one that always got me And I've gone back in later years and watched it, and the movie's total garbage. Sphere.
Oh.
Sphere scared the crap out of
So
me.
are we
It's an
saying like
awful
movie that scared you as a kid? Like what are we defining as kid? Like young kid?
Whatever you want.
You know, what movie like freaked me out to watch. Like it was just like this is so messed up. Was The Cell? Remember when The Cell came out with Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Lopez? That was kind of freaky. I was never big into scary movies or like stuff like that. It never really. I don't like getting scared. I don't like, like that thrill that you get from being scared. Like, sure, that's like a great like adrenaline high. I don't like being scared. Maybe it's just me.
I don't like adrenaline.
Oh, I love adrenaline, dude. Give me all the adrenaline you can get muster, but
I like to live down here.
I like to be safe.
In the dregs.
No, dude, I love adrenaline, but like
I'm gonna drink this depressant.
Oh.
Keep my energy low.
So like but you know like the difference between terror and fear, right? Like fear is as it's happening, terror is the anticipation of it.
Is that true? I don't know.
Yeah, like
I believe you. I'm not doubting you.
Yeah.
I don't like but yeah, movies that scared you as a child, like
oh.
Poltergeist didn't really scare me. I saw that and that was kinda like
I think it was the after effect, like with like, the things, the everyday things are that like the movies that like took everyday things that you see and interact with and that like put them in an unsettling position for you. Like when I was in high school,
and, like,
the
people in that movie are dead now.
Poltergeist?
Yeah.
There's like a span of like was it like 6 years, like 6 of them, like 4 of them, no, 3 of them died in the span of 6 years after the movie came out.
Including the little girl.
Yes.
From like some weird disease or something.
But the movie Signs didn't necessarily scare me, but like the image of the alien in the TV, and like so like if I like had fallen asleep like where there was a TV, and like you see just like the reflection in the night, that was like kind of like ah.
Watching that movie, like what the hell is this?
Swing away, Meryl, swing away.
Why is Joaquin Phoenix wearing a tinfoil hat?
Although you have to admit though, like the part where you see the alien for the first time, where like at the party with the children, like "Vamonos, children, vamonos," and he kind of walks across. That made your hair stand up on the back of your neck, didn't it?
No, I never liked that movie.
Come on, when he's like the aliens walking by, and it's like the footage.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Now I gotta go home to my home in the middle of the woods by myself.
Watch Signs.
No, I'm not gonna watch Signs, but get freaked out by different things that go bump in the night. Did you ever play the game Slender Man?
No.
Oh, that's a good like cerebral mind game. We played it, a bunch of us one time in the basement over at camp, but we set the speakers up so surround sound. It was dead pitch black. That game will scare you.
Well, that was our question. What scared you? And your answer was an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
No. What scares me is the thought of another Michael Bay movie.
Dear God. We'll be back next week to review
Doctor Strange.
Dr. Stephen Strange.
Where can we find you?
Dr. Stephen Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme.
Is that where we can find you?
You can find me on the internet.
Oh, that's simple. Just Google Zach and Editor's Note Comics.
Zach and the internet.
Yeah.
What shows up? EditorsNoteComics.com, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course at my store at 210 Water Street in Hallowell, Maine. If you go to my website, you'll find this week's new list of this week's new releases. If you want to keep up with what's coming out and what you want to pick up. If you want to get discounts on any books, start a post for 10 to 15% off.
Nice.
Depending on the size.
Did you, do you have any leftover candy from the trick-or-treaters this week?
I gave it away.
You gave it all away?
I would just eat it if it was there.
So like kids like come into the shop, they leave like with a pound of candy each?
No, I made that mistake last year. I'm like, take what you want. Like kids are like
taking
fistfuls. I'm like, Yeah, the kids were a lot more polite this year. There were fewer fistful kids. They all took like one piece each. I'm like, oh, how nice. I need like 200 more of you though to show up to empty this bag out.
So like the kids who came to the end of the night like made out like bandits?
Yeah. Like,
here's a whole bowl. And their parents are like, what?
I'm just going to keep pouring until it's gone.
No! We're like, well, I'm giving your son or daughter the gift of reading. Here, take this picture book with words.
They got that too.
Good for them.
And you're on Twitter.
I am on Twitter at Junior Rich.
That'll do it for this week. We'll be back next week with more
Spooky. Oh, that was last month.
No, Mystical Movember.
Mystical Movember? I'm not buying it, man. I like the mystical, magical world of November.
Alright, whatever. We'll be back.
Yeah.